Randy Moss was born on February 13, 1977, in Rand, West Virginia, a small, gritty coal mining town nestled in the Appalachian Mountains. It was in this quiet and economically challenged place that one of the most explosive and gifted athletes in the history of American football would first develop his raw, uncontainable talent. From the very beginning, it was clear that Randy was different, faster, stronger, more agile than any of his peers. Even as a young boy, Moss stood out not only for his physical gifts, but for the edge with which he carried himself, a mix of confidence and something more volatile, anger, maybe, or a deep-seated drive to prove everyone wrong. Growing up, Moss was a multi-sport phenom. At DuPont High School in Bell, West Virginia, he starred in football, basketball, baseball, and track. On the football field, he played wide receiver, cornerback, kickoff returner, and even punter. His high school career was filled with jaw-dropping moments, touchdown catches that defied physics, defensive plays that shut down entire teams, and an aura of dominance that intimidated even seasoned coaches. By his junior year, Moss had already become a legend in West Virginia. In football, he led his team to back-to-back state championships. In basketball, he averaged over 30 points per game and was named West Virginia Player of the Year twice. His track and field career was equally impressive, as he broke state records in the 100 and 200 meters. A natural-born athlete, he was considered the best high school player in the country, with comparisons being drawn to Deion Sanders, Michael Jordan, and Bo Jackson. Colleges across the nation lined up to recruit him. Ultimately, Moss signed a letter of intent to play football at Notre Dame. But things began to unravel. Shortly before enrolling, Moss was involved in a racially charged altercation at his high school that resulted in criminal charges and a 30-day jail sentence. Notre Dame withdrew their offer. Moss then enrolled at Florida State under legendary coach Bobby Bowden, who believed in second chances. However, Moss was soon dismissed from Florida State after testing positive for marijuana while serving probation. By now, many schools had backed off. But Marshall University, a smaller Division I AA program, took a chance on the troubled but immensely talented wide receiver. It was at Marshall that the football world truly saw what Randy Moss was capable of. In just 2 seasons, Moss electrified fans and analysts alike. In 1996, he caught 78 passes for 1,709 yards and 28 touchdowns, setting an NCAA record for the most receiving touchdowns in a single season. The following year, Marshall moved up to Division IA, and Moss continued to dominate, with 96 receptions for 1,820 yards and 26 touchdowns. Despite his off-field issues, NFL scouts couldn't ignore Moss's talent. He ran a 4.25-second 40-yard dash at the combine and had a vertical leap of 47 inches. He was one of the most gifted receivers the sport had ever seen. But the character concerns persisted. As the 1998 NFL Draft approached, Moss, who should have been a top 5 pick, began to slide. Team after team passed on him, fearing that he would be a locker room problem. Finally, with the 21st overall pick, the Minnesota Vikings took a chance on Randy Moss. It didn't take long for Moss to prove he belonged. In his rookie season, he torched defenders and set the league on fire. With quarterback Randall Cunningham and fellow receiver Chris Carter, Moss led the Vikings to a 15-1 record. He finished the year with 69 receptions for 1,313 yards and a rookie record 17 touchdown catches. He was named NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year and was selected to the Pro Bowl. The Vikings' offense was so potent that season that it broke the NFL record for most points scored in a season. Moss's arrival had changed the league overnight. Moss's unique combination of height, speed, hands, and leaping ability made him virtually unguardable. Defensive coordinators were forced to change their entire schemes just to account for him. He could take the top off any defense and routinely made spectacular, highlight reel catches. The phrase "you got Moss," a reference to Moss out-jumping defenders to make improbable catches, became a cultural phenomenon. He was not just a football player, he was a force of nature. But Moss's career would be marked by peaks of brilliance and valleys of controversy. While he continued to dominate on the field, his relationship with the media and team officials often soured. He was fined for pretending to moon the Green Bay Packers crowd during a playoff game and was once caught saying, "I play when I want to play," a statement that drew harsh criticism. He was also involved in several minor legal issues and was perceived by many as being arrogant and difficult. Despite this, his talent was undeniable. Moss spent 7 seasons with the Vikings and was selected to 5 Pro Bowls during that span. He had 5 seasons of over 1,200 yards and 3 seasons with at least 15 touchdowns. His presence elevated the Vikings into perennial contenders, though the team never reached a Super Bowl during his tenure. In 2004, amid rising tension with the organization, Moss was traded to the Oakland Raiders. His time in Oakland was frustrating and largely forgettable. He clashed with coaches and teammates and was openly unhappy. Though he still produced modest numbers, the spark seemed to be gone. Many analysts speculated that Moss's best days were behind him. And then came the resurrection. In 2007, Randy Moss was traded to the New England Patriots for a 4th-round draft pick, a move that would prove to be one of the greatest bargains in NFL history. Reunited with a winning culture and motivated like never before, Moss experienced a career renaissance. Paired with quarterback Tom Brady, Moss became part of one of the most lethal duos in the history of the league. The chemistry between Brady and Moss was instant and electric. Moss rediscovered his hunger, his explosiveness, and his joy for the game. That 2007 season was historic. Moss caught 98 passes for 1,493 yards and set an NFL record with 23 receiving touchdowns in a single season. Brady threw a then-record 50 touchdown passes, and the Patriots went 16-0 in the regular season, the first team to do so in the 16-game era. Moss's speed and route running, combined with Brady's precision, made the Patriots nearly unstoppable. Defensive backs were routinely left trailing behind Moss, who had regained his status as the most dangerous receiver in football. Despite the dominant season, the Patriots fell short in the Super Bowl, losing to the New York Giants in a stunning upset. Still, Moss's impact that year cemented his legacy. He proved he wasn't washed up, as critics had claimed. He had simply been in the wrong system with the wrong team. In New England, he thrived, and the league was once again reminded of his generational talent. Moss remained productive in New England, but by 2010, his relationship with the team had started to fray. He was traded back to the Minnesota Vikings, but the reunion was short-lived. Just weeks later, he was waived and picked up by the Tennessee Titans. By then, Moss was no longer the same player. Age and wear had dulled his once blazing speed. He finished the 2010 season with only 28 catches for 393 yards and 5 touchdowns across 3 teams. It was a humbling chapter for a player once viewed as invincible. In 2011, Moss announced his retirement from football. Many believed that would be the end of his story, but Randy wasn't finished yet. In 2012, he signed with the San Francisco 49ers and made one final run at a Super Bowl. Though no longer the focal point of the offense, Moss brought experience, leadership, and flashes of his old brilliance. He helped the 49ers reach Super Bowl 47, but they ultimately fell to the Baltimore Ravens. After that season, Randy Moss officially stepped away from the game. He retired with staggering career numbers: 982 receptions, 15,292 receiving yards, and 156 touchdown catches, second only to Jerry Rice in all-time receiving touchdowns. He was a 6-time Pro Bowler, a 4-time first-team All-Pro, and a member of the NFL 2000's All-Decade team. In 2018, Moss was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame on the first ballot, a fitting tribute to a player who redefined what it meant to be a wide receiver. Off the field, Moss's post-retirement life has been marked by reflection and growth. He transitioned into broadcasting, becoming a popular analyst on ESPN, where his passion and deep football knowledge shone through. Fans began to see a different side of Randy Moss, more thoughtful, more mature, yet still brimming with intensity. He also became an advocate for social justice and used his platform to speak out on issues affecting the African American community. In one memorable Hall of Fame speech, Moss honored victims of police brutality by wearing a custom tie embroidered with their names. It was a powerful moment that underscored his evolution, not just as a player, but as a man. Randy Moss's legacy is complex. He was misunderstood, often maligned, but always electrifying. He didn't follow the traditional path of a superstar. He made mistakes, yes, but he never lost the love of the game. nor the ability to awe spectators with his otherworldly talent. He was the ultimate deep threat, capable of changing a game in a single play. A receiver who made defenses tremble. A player whose name became a verb. You got mossed. But perhaps most importantly, Moss inspired a generation of players who came after him. His combination of size, speed, and skill became the prototype for the modern NFL wide receiver. Names like Calvin Johnson, Julio Jones, and Justin Jefferson all owe part of their blueprint to the standard Moss helped create. In the end, Randy Moss wasn't just a football player. He was a phenomenon, a comet streaking across the sky, brilliant, unpredictable, and unforgettable. And though he may have walked away from the game, the echoes of his greatness will continue to reverberate through the sport for decades to come. He was, in every sense of the word, a legend,